My name is Eva, and I would like to welcome you all to our virtual open day at the CEU University in Valencia. I work for the International Relations Office, and I will be guiding you through today's presentation. So first, let's see what's waiting ahead. First, we're going to see the CEU Cardenal Herrera in numbers. Afterwards, I'm going to present you our academic offer of the Health Science faculty. Then we will take a look at the admission process and our hospitality services. And at the end of the session, there will be also Q&A with our professors, with Monica Pascual, Maria Inmaculada Sanchez, and Elizabeth Palazzo. Okay, so let's start. Let's go for it. So I'm going to do a quick overview of the university so that you will have an idea of the institution. So the CEU Valencia belongs to a university foundation, San Pablo CEU, which is the most important private education organization in Spain. Currently, we have approximately 31,000 students. And in total, more than 210,000 students have already passed through our doors, and they are working in, they have different prestigious careers in many sectors. And this education organization includes 24 centers on every education level, which includes also 3 universities in Madrid, Barcelona, and ours in Valencia. Okay. Let's take a look at a map. As you can see, the education centers are spread all over the country in different cities. Our university CEU is in Valencia, which is the 3rd biggest city of Spain and situated right in between Barcelona and Alicante on the Mediterranean coast. So the weather here is quite pleasant and mild almost all year long. We have many sunny days so that we can enjoy also the beach that we have here in Valencia. Okay, so that was a little bit of geography, and let's see the numbers. So we have over 45 years of history teaching in the Valencian community, and in total we have 3 campuses. The biggest one and the most international, I would say, is the one in Valencia, in Alfara Patriarca. Then we have also campus in Castellón and in Elche. In total, we have 5 faculties, there are 20 degrees. Moreover, we have also international degrees, and there is also offer of masters, PhD programs, and higher level trainings. Just for you to have an idea, there is almost 1,000 teaching staff at our university. There are plenty of books and multimedia resources in the library. And important thing, we have signed more than 2,700 work experience placements in companies so that the students, they can also do their practicals. All right, and let's take a closer look at our health science faculty. There are different degrees offered, so let's see what is offered here. So first of all, there is a nursing degree. There are 2 options how to study nursing. There is Spanish Pathway to Nursing, which is a bilingual program. It was designed especially for international students who do not speak Spanish yet or are not fluent yet, but they would like to learn the language. So this way, the first year, they will study in English. All the subjects will be in English, and in the same time, they will have intensive classes of Spanish language, so that from the 2nd year, they will be able to study in Spanish. 1 year might not seem like enough time, but the courses are very intensive. The students are going to have intensive immersion in the Spanish culture and the language. So it's possible. We have many students that have gone through this, and then they are really happy, and they say that the learning process is way faster than just studying a language in just a regular classes at high school, for example. So this would be the bilingual option. There is also option for nursing degree taught fully in Spanish, which is called Grado en Enfermería. Both of these degrees have duration of 4 years, and the Enfermería in Spanish, it's taught fully in Spanish. So if there are some Spanish speakers, natives, or students who have good level of Spanish, they can apply directly for the degree in Spanish. Apart from nursing, we also offer pharmacy studies. Again, there are 2 options to study pharmacy with us. The first option is bilingual again. The first 2 years of the pharmacy degree is in English, and then from the third year, all the subjects will be in Spanish. And the duration of both degrees, pharmacy and farmacia, is 5 years. So those students that they opt Gradon and farmacia, they will be studying all 5 years in Spanish. Then there is also medicine degree, which is offered in our campus in Valencia. Is a bilingual program, and the first 2 years and a half are in English, and from the second semester of the third year, all the subjects will be in Spanish. This degree is also really international. You will find many nationalities represented. So also the fact that it's taught bilingual, it attracts a lot of international students as well. And then last but not least, we have also physiotherapy, grado en fisioterapia, which is offered in 2 of our campuses, in Valencia and in Elche. In Valencia, we offer physiotherapy taught fully in Spanish, so all 4 years of the degree are in Spanish. And in case you would like to study in our campus at Elche, there are 2 options available. You can study physiotherapy either fully in Spanish, or there is also a bilingual option, French and Spanish combinations. So the first year is in French, and then from the second year, the rest of the studies will be in Spanish. So as you can see, we have many international degrees, many different options. So either you are like Spanish speaker or you don't speak Spanish yet, for sure you will find something that will suit you. All right. So this is just to have an idea. And now let's see the facilities. Like the faculty have special state-of-art facilities for each degree that is offered. So for instance, the dentistry students, they can be practicing in our dental clinic. The clinic is based right at our campus in Valencia. And it's really hands-on, the training. The students are practicing from the very first year. However, in the clinic with the real patients, the students will be practicing from the third year. Once they have already a little bit more knowledge, experience, once they also get like a more or less fluent level of Spanish, because obviously all the patients at the clinic are most of them going to be Spaniards. So in case some student doesn't speak Spanish at the beginning of the degree, by the third year, like he should acquire more or less like a fluent level, like B1, B2, just to be able to communicate with the patients. All right, that would be dentistry degree. For pharmacy students, we have a pharmacy simulation room, which is a pioneering project here in Valencian community. You're the first ones who opened such a room here. And basically the students of pharmacy, they can practice there from the very first year of the studies. There are organized different meetings between professors and students. They are discussing different like cases of the patients, treatment, dosification of medications. So also the orientation is really practical, and they are treating like a real patient cases. So this is a good space how to prepare them for the real life, how to apply the knowledge, the theoretical knowledge acquired during the theory classes, and this way they can also put them in practice. So it's really nice thing, really nice project that like help to prepare the students for the real life once they want to work in a pharmacy or they want to open their own pharmacy. All right, and for our physiotherapy students, there is also cardiovascular physiotherapy center, which is a really nice initiative. It's really safe and efficient way of learning, and there are different equipments for evaluation and treatment of the patients. And like for sure, our professors later on, they will explain you all the equipment included so that you will have an idea. And for our nursing students, and also medicine students, there is advanced simulation facility, which is also a very nice project. It helps the students to put their knowledge into practice. Firstly, they practice with the mannequins or with their classmates, like how to do the bandaging and then how to take temperature or different stuff. It's really also safe and efficient, and there is also like a learning space equipped with different microphones and also cameras, so that the students, a group of students, they get an assignment. They have to treat a patient, which is the mannequin in this case, and then the professor can be observing them through the camera and also giving them instructions or make any comments through the microphones. And the good thing is that all this session is also recorded, so afterwards there can be a discussion of what the students did well, what can be improved. It's a really interactive way of learning, so we have really good feedback from these facilities. So yeah, I think I covered all the facilities for our health science faculty. And now we will go on a virtual tour of the faculty as well, so that you will have an idea how it looks, what we just talked about. You can also have the visual idea.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Q&A session for the dentistry degree at the Universidad Cardenal Herrera. We're going to answer a few questions today that have been sent in by some of you. And the first question comes in from Benua Radia. She doesn't give a home country or home address, but the question is, what does the university offer in this degree that other universities don't? It's a good question, Benua. And well, I wanted to take this opportunity to
Okay, so I hope that you like the video, and now let's continue with the presentation. Now we will see the academic fees for different degrees that might be of your interest. So for now, I can inform you about the academic fees of the current academic year, 2020-21, because the fees for 21-22 will be published later on, most likely in January. But most likely they will not change a lot. So just for you to have an idea, we're going to check the current fees. All right, so you can see here the degree and also the total. The total is for one academic year, and the total, there are three different items included. There is the pre-enrollment fee, which is paid at the beginning once the candidate is admitted. Normally there is 1 week deadline to make a reservation payment to secure the seat. So this includes the pre-enrollment. And also there is a hospitality pack fee of 600 euros, also paid together with the pre-enrollment once the candidate is admitted. Afterwards, there is the enrollment fee. And then the third type of fee is monthly fee, like basically teaching fees. Teaching fees are paid always like each month from October till June. So there are 9 monthly fees. And if we sum all these up, the monthly fees, enrollment and pre-enrollment, it will give us the total for one academic year. So for example, if your degree has a duration of 4 years, you just have to multiply the total of 1 year by 4. Plus, you should also take into consideration the possible increase of the fees. Like yearly, it's like really like slight increase, usually up to 5%. So yeah, it's good to have also take it into consideration. And there is also the fee for hospitality pack, as I mentioned before. This is paid only once at the beginning, and is for the hospitality services that I will present you a little bit later on. So the hospitality pack is paid only once. The rest of the fees, the pre-enrollment, enrollment, and teaching fees, are paid every year. So here you can take a look. There is a total for medicine degree, dentistry, physiotherapy, pharmacy, and nursing. For those of you who will be studying a bilingual program, for example, pharmacy, the first 2 years you will be paying the fees applying to the subjects in English. And from the 3rd year, once the teaching language will switch from English to Spanish, afterwards you will be paying the fees corresponding to the subjects in Spanish. So it will get slightly cheaper for you afterwards. Okay, and now let's take a look at the admission process. Maybe some of you have already started the admission process, some of you haven't. So let's go quickly through all the steps so that you will know what to do and what's waiting ahead. So important thing, all the process can be done 100% online. You don't need to travel to Spain or to Valencia because of it. We understand that like you are from different countries. It's maybe not easy for you to travel here only for different procedures. So it can be done all online, and it's really easy, you will see. So the first step is to fill out our online application form. which can be found on our website. It's available in 3 languages, in Spanish, English, or French. So you can just select the language that suits you the most. You have to fill out your personal data. We will ask you also about your previous studies, your contact details, and at the end of the application form, you will also have to upload the required documents. Basically, we're going to ask you to upload a copy of your ID card or passport and your high school documentation, your grades, and your high school diploma. So you can upload it at the end of the admission form and then submit it. Once you submit the form, we will process it, and then we will send you your login details for an intranet of Future Student. Is a space where you can check your current status of your application, you can modify your data, you can also upload some additional documents that you weren't able to upload when filling in the application form. So if you want to add a motivation letter to it, or reference letter, or whatever, you will be able to do so even later on once you log into your intranet. And on the intranet, there are also 2 more things you will have to do. You will have to select an appointment for admission interview. The interview is obligatory for all the candidates who want to apply for any of our degrees, and it's usually carried out by Skype. And the duration of it can be 20 to 30 minutes, and it will be always in the language of the tuition language of the degree. So, for example, if you are applying for pharmacy degree, like the bilingual English-Spanish, the interview going to be in English. Or if you apply for grado en enfermería, in this case, your interview will be in Spanish. And yes, on the intranet, there will be a calendar with all the available appointments, so you can select the date and the time that suits you the best. And I also recommend to be aware of the time difference, because all the appointments are in Spanish time. So if you there is a time difference between Spain and your country, you should also take into consideration the time difference. And afterwards, there is also a language test. Basically, we have to check if you have at least the minimum required level for the degree that you are applying for. So there are 3 ways how you can justify your level. You are either a native speaker, and you can just submit a copy of your passport. Other option is if you already have an official language certificate, like for example, for English, it can be IELTS, TOEFL, for Spanish speakers can be DELE. If you already have a certificate, that's great. So you can just send us a copy of it. And if the level that you reached is the minimum required, this will also be accepted as a proof of your language skills. If you don't have neither the nationality, neither the official certificate, don't worry, there is also a 3rd option for you guys. So in this case, you will have to do our online language test, either in English or in Spanish, again, according to the degree that you're applying for. And the test is also available on our intranet. It's online test, multiple choice. And this will be the grammar and vocabulary, and obviously the speaking will be checked during the interview as well. The interview serves to check your language skills and also to get to know you a little bit more and to see your motivation. So there are 2 objectives of the interview, basically. Okay, so once all this is done, once you complete the online form, upload all the documentation, pass the interview, and also the language test in case you have to, afterwards, your application will be reviewed by our admission committee. The committee will check your grades, your language test results, how did the interview go, and they are going to make a decision on your admission. And usually it doesn't take too long. Within 48 hours, you should have a reply from us, and the result will be communicated to you via email. And in case you will be admitted, then the next step is to secure your seat at the university and pay the pre-enrollment fee. So this would be our admission process. As you can see, it consists few steps. It's quite easy. all online, so there shouldn't be a problem for you. Like, in case you have any questions at the end of the session, we will have a Q&A, so you can ask. And if you have any questions later on whilst filling out the form or whilst uploading documentation, you can always send us an email. We're also gonna inform you about our contact details at the end of the session. Okay, so this will be the admission process, and yeah, let's now take a look at the academic requirements for different degrees. So for degrees like nursing, dentistry, physiotherapy, and pharmacy, there is the same grade requirement. So what do you need? You need to like successfully finish your high school studies and have the final result pass, which means if you, for example, grading system is out of 10, you need to have minimum 5 out of 10 or 50% of your final high school grade. For those of you who are doing IB, you need to get at least 24 IB points. And in case you are doing A-levels, you need to get at least 3 A-levels to be able to access university studies in Spain. All right, that would be the grade requirements. And now let's take a look at the language requirements for each degree. So for degrees taught in English, such as nursing, dentistry, and pharmacy, you need to have minimum B2 in English, which you have to get B2 from the language test, and also you have to show it during the admission interview. And for degrees taught in Spanish, such as enfermería, fisioterapia, odontología, y farmacia, you need to have minimum B2 in Spanish, which is also going to be checked through the language test and also during the admission interview. Okay, and medicine is a little bit different, the requirements and the admission process. So now I'm going to briefly explain, just to know what is just for you to know what is expecting ahead. So medicine degree, the grade requirements are a little bit higher. In terms of percentage, you need to get 70% of your final high school grade. In case you are doing A-levels, you need to get minimum AAB as A-level results, and for IB students, you need to get 26 IB points. Okay, language requirements. You need to have at least C1 in English just to successfully pass a BMAT test, which I'm going to explain later on what is BMAT. And you also must have a B1 in Spanish. In this case, we don't require any special certificates or language tests, since your language skills going to be checked throughout the admission process. As I said, your English skills going to be checked during the BMAT test, and your level of Spanish going to be checked during an admission interview. So in this case, you don't need to do any tests or certificates. Okay. Medicine degree is also a bilingual program. The first 2.5 years are in English, and then from the second semester or third year, everything will be in Spanish. So for this reason, we ask for both languages, English and Spanish, for you to speak it. And yeah, now let's talk about BMAT test. Maybe some of you have already heard about it, some of you haven't, so I'm just going to briefly explain. BMAT is a biomedical admissions test organized by Cambridge Assessment Admission Testing. And some universities, like ours, accept this test as an entrance exam for medicine degree. So we will accept only the February session. So in case you want to apply for our medicine degree, you have to register for the session, which will take place on the 20th of February 2021. And there is also a deadline for inscriptions. In case you want to inscribe, you have until 29th of January to submit your inscription. As I said before, the test is in English, so you need to have C1 in English just to successfully pass the test. And you can inscribe on the official website of the Cambridge Assessment Testing Center, not on the universities, but on the Cambridge website. And if you are wondering where you can take the test, this year is a little bit special. due to the sanitary situation and so on, it's not possible to take the test, for example, in the official examination centers. Our university was one of them. This year, it's only possible to do the test online. So for sure, once you contact with the Cambridge Testing Center, they're going to give you further instructions, but it's possible to take it only online. And don't forget about the deadline for inscriptions on 29th of January. Okay, so that would be the VIMA test. And now let's move to our hospitality pack. I briefly mentioned hospitality when I was explaining the academic fees, so that now you will know what the fees are for. So hospitality is a university service designed especially for our international students, because we know that moving abroad and studying abroad is not always easy, and we want to make this transition for you as smooth as possible. So for this reason, we are offering these services that will help you to prepare your arrival to Valencia, as well as throughout the academic years. The two most important services included in this pack are like the homologation or validation of your high school studies in Spain, which is a requirement by the Ministry of Education. And this process is quite bureaucratic and a lot of paperwork included. So it's quite helpful that we will handle these procedures for you. And other important thing is that we will help you to get your residence permit in Spain. All the students that want to stay in Spain for more than 3 months must have a residence permit. It's again a little bit bureaucratic procedure, and we're going to help you with it. So the homologation and residence permit, and apart from that, there are also other things included which might be really useful for you. You will get a Spanish SIM card, you will get a card for public transport, and we also help you to open a Spanish bank account with a Santander Bank. And for those of you who do not speak Spanish yet, there are also intensive Spanish courses included. Either throughout the academic year, or also there is an intensive summer course, usually which takes place in August. And for the Spanish speakers, there are also language courses available, like of different languages. There is English, French, Italian, and every year the offer might be a little bit different. So it's always good to check with our language surveys, like what languages are you interested in and if they are offered. And there is also the possibility to add a private health insurance, which may be required by the embassies when applying for visa. So it is also offered, and you can just add it to your hospitality pack. So this is briefly our hospitality services. Once you are admitted and once you are preparing your stay in Valencia, for sure you will be in touch with my colleagues from hospitality, which are always happy to help. They speak all 3 languages, English, Spanish, French, so you can just either send them an email, or if you are in Valencia, just make an appointment and pop into the office. They are always happy to help you. Okay, so now if you have any questions regarding either the admission process, the university, or the hospitality, I will try to answer them. And also now we have online our professors of the health science faculty who will answer your questions about the academic stuff. So if you want to know something more about our facilities or how the classes are organized, or in general the degree, you can just let us know either here in chat, or you can just request to speak and activate your microphone. And yeah, they will be happy to answer your questions. So either if it's regarding dentistry, physiotherapy, medicine, or nursing, you can just ask, and yeah, they will provide you all the necessary information. Okay, just let me check. Okay, guys, so really, anything you have on your mind, don't worry. This is a safe place. You can ask if it's maybe you want to know something about Valencia, or the campus life, or the admission process. So just to let us know. You can either ask now, or Or also, if you have any questions later on, you can always send us an email or give us a call. Here you can see our contact details. So international@uchceu.es. That's our email address to contact our international admissions department. Also, there is a phone number in case you prefer to speak to us over the phone. And we are also active on Facebook. We have a Facebook account, and also there is a special group for the candidates for 2021-22. It's a good way how to meet also other future students of the university in our Facebook group. And if you want to ask, you can also ask through the Facebook group. Okay, I see that somebody would like to have the email address here, so we're also going to write it in the chat in case you did not catch it or you cannot see it on the screen. And yeah, I was saying about the Facebook is a good opportunity to meet also other international students, and maybe on the wall you will find the question that you were wondering about something and somebody else had already asked it. So you will find also useful links and information in the group, in the Facebook group. And if you don't use Facebook, don't worry, it's nothing obligatory. You can also maybe check our YouTube channel. We are also active on Instagram. So yeah, there are different options. And if you don't use any social networks, don't worry, it's nothing obligatory. There are no extra points for it on the admission process. So you can just send us just a regular email or just to ring us.
Eva, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Tell me, Martin.
Hi. For the nursing degree, do you have a similar slide that shows the exact requirements like you had for medicine? Or are there just not any requirements besides having a high school diploma that has the minimum number of A levels? And for example, I don't know what IB points are. What does that mean? 24 IB points.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for nursing degree, there are not such a specific requirements as for medicine degree. The basic requirements is to successfully pass the high school studies. Then, since we have students from different countries, there are different high school systems. So if someone is doing IB, which is International Baccalaureate, then the grading system is points. So the student need to get 24 points just to successfully pass the studies. If somebody is from a different education system, then the grades that he or she will obtain will have to, like, when it's converted, it will have to mean like minimum 50%. It will have to be a grade that is enough to pass successfully the high school studies. So
I see. So if the grading, for example, is from 1 to 5, the average of all grades basically would have to be a 2.5, something like that.
Exactly. Like whatever grading system it is, it's always going to be converted. And if the conversion meets the requirement of 50%, then it's good to go, and the candidate can be considered for admission. Obviously, there's a minimum requirement, and the admission committee, they always also take a look at the grades, like if they are good, if they're like what the grades are, and they take them into consideration. But there are different factors that will affect the admission. So, as I said, the language skills, the grade, also the profile of the candidate, the motivation, different factors that are taken into consideration. So the grade is only one of them, and this is the very minimum just to be considered for admission.
Thanks.
Okay, so also, yeah, that will be the requirements. If you are not sure if your grade is meeting the requirement, you can just submit your high school transcripts, and they will take a look, or we're going to ask you to have an academic report that will make a conversion of your grades, and that will confirm that your high school documents will give you access to university studies in Spain. Basically, for admission, you don't need to homologate your studies. We're going to help you with it later on, but we just want to be sure that your documents can be homologated in the future. So for this reason, during the admission process, we are checking your grades, the documentation, if it's complete, if you have your high school diploma, and so on. And for those of you who are graduating from high school this year, you can apply even though you don't have your high school diploma yet. For now, you can just submit your high school transcripts, like for the last 2 years of high school, and then in case that you are admitted, it will be a conditional admission until you finish your high school studies and graduate, which is going to be in June or July. And then once you graduate, afterwards you will just send us your final grades and the diploma, and this way your admission will convert from conditional to unconditional. Okay, I see we have a question from Amin. What languages should we send our grade books? Okay, you mean, I believe you mean like the languages you've been studying on high school, right? I think that there is coming an additional question.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm meaning that in what language shall we translate our grade book to send it to you?
Okay. So for the admission process, we accept the grade books in different languages, like either Spanish, English, like any other languages. However, if it's in Arabic or Russian, in this case, it would have to be translated like either into English or Spanish. That's for the admission process. And for the enrollment, which will take place in September, which is basically your official inscription in the university, in that case, if you have studied in a non-European education system, your grade books will have to be officially translated into Spanish. But for that, we're going to give you instructions later on, like what kind of translator it has to be. It has to be a sworn translator. And first you have to do other procedures and then translate the transcripts. So I don't know, in what language do you have your grade books? I mean.
Personally, I'm in Morocco and in French school, so my grade book is in French.
Okay, that's great. In French, we accept it. So for admission, you don't need to do any translations. You can just submit the grades the way they are.
Thank you very much. And I have another question, if possible.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
So shall we send pay fees if we send an admission request?
The admission process, the participation in the admission process is free of charge. There are no fees for it. So you can just fill out the admission form, continue with the admission process, and only once you are admitted, then when the first payment will come. So participation in the admission process is totally free. Okay, and also...
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Since you asked about your high school documents, like for those students studying in French education system, they have to provide us le bulletin de seconde, le bulletin de premier, terminal, le relevé de notes, et le diplôme du bac. So those documents we will need for your admission.
Okay, so last 3 years grade books?
Yes, last 3 years of grade books.
Okay. For the last 3 years. Okay, yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Do you have any office for helping students with job placements, like side jobs or student jobs?
Student jobs? I'm not sure what you mean by student jobs. Like the
no, not the actual practical, jobs that they have to do as part of the studies, but if they want to work, let's say in the evenings or on the weekends to make some extra money, do you help students to find local part-time jobs, or how does that work?
We have a career center at our campus, which helps the students also when they need to look for practicals and also for like a part-time job just to earn some extra money. For instance, there is a program called Working Meanwhile, which is especially for students who want to find a part-time job just to get some extra money. Those jobs are usually not related with the studies. It's literally just like weekends or on holidays or spare afternoons. like this career center can help them and inform them about different possibilities available. So for example, some students, they are working in Decathlon or in Mango, in some shops, supermarkets on the weekends, and this way they can get some extra pocket money. So yes, it's possible, and in fact some of our students are working like on the weekends as well, in case they want.
And are there any jobs offered at the university itself? Is that something that happens with students at CEU?
There is a collaboration internship opportunity. It's normally like offered every year. The selection process usually opens closer to summer, either in May or June. And those collaboration internships, basically, this year we had 13 places available, and the jobs are in different departments like administration or the faculties, the secretary, and it's mostly administration job, like where the students do administration or also a lot of translating. So normally we look for candidates with different languages, so that in case like it's preferably if they speak Spanish, English, or French. And there is a selection process for it. We normally inform all the students that have been accepted and paid the reservation fee that the selection process is open, and in case they are interested, they can submit their application by email. So yeah, this internship is available only for students who has already secured their seat at the university.
Thanks.
And the working hours is usually 15 hours per week. That's maximum. Also what the student visa allows. And the salary for it is usually around 255 euros per month.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, I see we have another question. Is the admission process any different if I'm already studying in the university? Yes, we also accept transfer students for certain degrees. Which degree are you interested in, Leah?
Well, in the medicine studies, but I'm just in first year in medicine in France, and I don't know if I will pass the exam at the end of the year, or if I would be in the selection. So I don't know if it would be a transfer or just.
And you want to study medicine also with us at CEU?
Yes.
Okay. As I said, some of our degrees accept transfers, but especially medicine degree is not one of them. The only option how to apply is as first-year student. So even though you already maybe passed some credits, the only option how you can apply is as first-year student and start from the very beginning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I see we have another question from Konstantin. Where can I book my admission interview? And does the interviewers have to be after I have gotten back the results of the BMAT? Okay, so for medicine degree, the process is a little bit different as the one I explained. So first, the candidates for medicine, they have to register for BMAT and take the BMAT test. Afterwards, once the BMAT test results are published, the faculty are going to review them and they're going to make a pre-selection. And those candidates who were pre-selected after the BMAT test will be invited for admission interview. The admission interview will be carried out most likely via Skype, and it will be both in Spanish and English, just to check both languages. So, and obviously they will give you different appointments, from which you can pick. There will be a calendar available, so you can pick the appointment that is most suitable for you. You're welcome. Let's see if we have some more questions. It can be questions about anything, either the admission process, as already some of you have asked, the hospitality, your arrival to Valencia, or something for the professors. So again, you can just ask us. And here, I'm just gonna share with you our contact details in case you want to drop us an email later on. Okay, there is a question from Martin. For the professors of the nursing degree, are there any subjects for which you recommend extra preparation prior to enrollment? Okay, so if our professor of nursing can answer this one.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Maria.
Okay, nice to meet everyone. Okay, Martin, you asked for are there any subjects for which you recommend extra preparation? Okay, as you will arrive to the first year, there are basic subjects: anatomy, physiology, biology. So it depends of the degree you have before coming to university. If you would like to improve these subjects, maybe you can just read something in the summer or something like that. There is a level of university. I don't know. It depends on the case of everyone. I don't know which studies you have. For example, here in Spain, normally students who came for a health science program in bachelor, they have good level to start at university.
Yeah, this is not for me actually. This is I'm a mentor of a student in Colombia, and she is going to a science high school. So she has does a focus on math and biology and physics and chemistry. So I think what I'm trying to figure out is if there's any subtext that your students usually feel a bit challenged in normally, and where you see the most need of maybe taking some extra courses prior to enrollment.
No, I think it's not necessary. If the students are studying a health science degree, bachelor, it's okay. In case when you will start at university, in case you think you need a little bit of help or something, you will be able to ask for a tutoria with the professor of the subjects. So
I see.
Yeah, I think it's enough.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Okay, let's see if we have any more questions from you guys. So really, you can ask anything about the admission, something about the academic. So whatever comes to your mind, don't be shy and ask. And yeah, here, as I said, I just shared our contact details in case you will have any questions later on. So this is our email, international@uchceu.es, or the phone number. Okay. It seems we don't have any more questions for now, so I think we can finish the... Okay, there is one more question from Constantine. Would you recommend to live in the city center of Valencia or in Moncada Alfara? Okay, that's a good question. There are both options available. Basically, our campus is in a little neighborhood or town called Alfara del Patriarca, which is right next to Valencia. On the map, it might look like it's far away from the center, but actually it's not that far. There is a very good metro connection. So in 25-30 minutes, you can be in the city center. So our students, they are either living in the neighborhood of the campus. They can either share an apartment, rent a room in an apartment, or go for a student residence. But also many of our students, they prefer to live in the center of Valencia. So both options are available, and yeah, you can pick whatever is more suitable for you. You can do some viewings first, then check on the internet, the neighborhoods, and decide later on. Okay, and we have one last question from Martin, and related to that question, do you offer university student housing that is cheaper? Our university doesn't have its own student residence. However, our hospitality service will help you to look for accommodation. We have contracts with different private residences in Valencia. There are different price ranges as well. We will send you the links to it, so you can check what is included, what's the price, how far from the campus they are, the residencies, so you can make a decision based on your preferences. And in case you don't want to go for the residence, the cheapest option, honestly, is to be sharing an apartment, to rent the room in a shared apartment. So that's what most our students are going for. It also gives you more autonomy, it's cheaper, and you can pick the area where you want to live. Okay.
Thanks, Eva.
You're welcome. Okay, so I think that would be our last question for today. Thank you for joining us, and yeah, I wish you good luck with the admission process and hope to see you here in Valencia in September. Thank you. Bye.